I'm Renee Tan Ngilangil, and this is My Negosyo.
Hi, I'm Dra.
And I'm Bill, and this is our negosyo.
Hi, this is Titan Foods.
Hi, this is Hōsaku Trace.
I'm an event planner. I run my own events company. So we do corporate events like product launches, parties, and social events like weddings and birthdays. So actually, sometime February, we already felt COVID na because some of our clients, the events were already postponed and some were already canceled. So medyo na-feel na mo siya by February. So last na mo event was a week, March, a week before the ECQ here in Mandaue. So naka-debut pa me. But my wedding was, na jud siya, na-move na gid siya until further notice kay because of quarantine na siya.
Yeah, so my first profession was a call center agent, and then I became one of the recruiters in the BPO, and then eventually I joined our business, a family, and I still am part of the family business. I'm also very grateful nga my husband and I are starting this business nga we can claim nga amo agyod.
Right before Hōsaku, I was connected with the corporate industry. I was with the global process or global project management of one of the companies here in Cebu. I was there for 10 years, but overall my corporate life has been with them for 15 years. So by June of this year, I resigned, and now we're concentrating with Hōsaku. I was supposed to run the small bed and breakfast hotel dito sa Santa Fe, Bantayan, but the pandemic happened, and so when the pandemic happened, it basically gave us time to really think what I need to do next as my career.
So muna siya na standby na me for how many months na, and then with the events industry manggod, grabe siya ang fast pace ang life, so almost no rest kanang. And pagkalit lang, pag quarantine, wala na ko gibuhat. Murag, sige kong katog. Kanang, unsa man akong dapat buhaton. So mo to, naka-thank me sa ako ang family since we love to cook, we love to entertain people. So una, nag-start siya with vegetable pickles na recipe siya sa akong grandmother pa. So gi-innovate siya, gi-improvise sa akong mom, and then daghan man ang ganahan na relatives. So we thought na, why not sell it? So mo to, nag-start me with the vegetable pickles, and then dili man siya ingon nga mustick lang kag one product because it's also difficult to market it nga dira ba na maor ang kaunon sa tao. So we started to sell sushi, so like the California maki, the kani maki, and then we also sell sushi bake. But since a lot of people are already doing sushi bake, we also innovated our own sushi. That's what we call the sushi donut. It's something new but still familiar because of the donut.
started the business sometime in May. It was a pitch and idea from our friend. Before that happened, our family since the pandemic started, we were busy with, baking, like everybody else, since you have nothing else to do at home, diba? So when that pitch and idea came from our friend, we automatically remembered how our cousin served us the baked sushi in the US. It's like 4 years ago. And so we created and had our family taste it, and they liked it. So we thought of selling the trays.
First, because we like to eat Japanese food, and then it's during the time of quarantine, it's difficult to look for authentic Japanese food because, diba, most of the restaurants, or all of the restaurants were closed. So what we did na lang is try to make our own, and then we found it na, lami man din siya, so why not sell it? And then, but before we marketed it, we tried it first with our friends and our family. We tested it, and then i-click man siya. So that's how we decided to make, why not cater affordable yet authentic sushi.
Love for Japanese food, dugay na. Dugay na kaayo. Siyempre, it's part of my top 3, and my husband's as well. Ang akong husband, si Bill, he is the one who's into kitchen. Karon na ni sa pandemic nga, I started, baking with the kids. Kay we have all the time man. And since kami sad mismo naka-try sad gyud sa sushi bake, we decided to sell that. And true enough, it's again received well by the people.
Nag-discuss ni Jo, and then we said, let's put it online and we'll see where it goes. And by God's grace, here we are.
So
Titan Foods came from the name of our lolo, Titing Tan, cause among lolo wanted his family to be closer together to have that close family bond. So the family would gather even without special occasion, and syempre, always present ang food. That's why we decided to name Titan Foods after him.
So Hōsaku in Japanese means good harvest. We thought of that name because, syempre, at that time, pandemic, kanang people are losing jobs. So the good harvest would mean something still good came out of the pandemic. Tungod sa pandemic, most of us are pushed to be creative. Kay ang uban na unemployed. So homepreneurs ni daghana, and ma-push ta to be creative and to do what's best for the family and to make ends meet.
The maki is roll man na siya in Japanese. So muna siya gyud ang the original na you say sushi na kanang food in Japanese. So muna siya mga different kinds of rolls. The sushi bake is just an innovation na siya, not really from Japan, but the ingredients they came from the original sushi. So you mix it and then put it in a container, and then if you don't have an oven, you put it in a microwave and you heat it. So different toppings. You can also use mga fresh like tuna, salmon, or shrimps. But with us, since we're still in the pandemic, we opted not to use those mga live products to avoid spread of virus. because you have to be careful that it has to be really cooked well. And then some of our clients, they don't have either an oven or a microwave. So since it's freshly cooked from us, you can eat it na gyud. So with the sushi donut, so it's similar with the California, but in the form of donuts. So para for those manggod na, I don't wanna eat sushi kay di ko muka hilaw. Sushi manggod is not necessarily hilaw. The hilaw are the sashimi. So man na siya katong mga fish. So with this, the crab that we use, katong imitation crab, the crab sticks. So we use mga cucumber,
Sushi bake is essentially mura siya deconstructed nga sushi. Usually we eat sushi in a roll. Very familiar with us Filipinos is the California maki, mainly because we are somehow ganahantag on the sweet side. So the sushi bake is a deconstructed one, and it's cooked, meaning it's in the oven. It's baked in the oven. The only difference is that instead of rolling it, gibutang siya sa tray and gibake siya. And as you can see sa Hōsaku, we have 11 variants na. So we're not claiming that it's 100% Japanese cuisine, mainly because Japanese in itself, as their tradition, doesn't serve sushi bake. So mura na siya fusion of Western and Asian. We have 11 variants, but we started with samurai, and then after samurai, again sa pag-pandemic, we were so used to watching Netflix, and one of the Netflix shows that we were fond of watching was Kloy. So, and we thought about Kloy, unsa may Kloy, and then we thought about having the Seoul, which is the cheesy kimchi rice, and our third variant came in, the masago, that's with the fish roe. And then from there, these are the three were the original variants that we had, and then weeks turned into a lot of development from myself together with Joanna and our family members. Sige mig develop sa mong product, and here we are with 11 variants. Daghan siya, na spicy unagi, na tuna, na tataki, it's a seared tuna. There's also the salmon ikura. Salmon ikura is basically kanang smoked salmon. And it's really one thing we've innovated as well. We thought about having the rusong, it's the pork floss. A lot of us really like the pork floss. It's Taiwanese, it's very Chinese in origin. And we innovated it and make it like a sushi bake in a casserole. So kana siya, those are the things that actually taught us in the pandemic ba na to be creative and to be innovative of the things that we do, and kani gi-manifest na mo siya sa kitchen.
The biggest challenge when we started was during the ECQ on how to source out the ingredients, because mostly closed man siya, and then sa the stores they cater for mga hotels and big restaurants. So at that time, since we were not yet sure if it will really be a hit, so we just took the risk of purchasing like a lot of our ingredients, because you don't know when you can buy or when the ingredient will be available.
One of the struggles was really our when you start a home business, again, our goal before was really to have at least 1 to 2 trays sold every day. And when we actually put it online and through word of mouth, and at the same time when we served one Cebuana celebrity and she really liked it, our orders ni pick up gid siya. And so kami dili mi anad. So and the orders come in on a daily basis, and then we say yes, but our supplies are not enough for us for production. And so we basically ran to different, like for example, I ran to Colon at the middle of very early in the morning just to hit our target of deliveries at 11 o'clock. And I can remember at that time, it was 9 o'clock and Colon was, there's just one store that was open, and Colon was a ghost town. And I parked, and I wasn't familiar with Colon at all. So I parked somewhere in Colon, only to find out that the store that I was going to was at least 2 kilometers away from where I parked. And so I ran from the car to that and back. And so, but I needed to get back here at 10 o'clock sharp just so that we will be able to commit to the 11 a.m. So those are just random stories that we had that, now thinking about it now, it's really funny and it's really memorable.
It really needs time. So the soaking of the rice itself, it takes 2 to 3 hours. So what we do, we need to adapt the customers. They have to pre-order. Kay dili man nimo siya pwede dalion. Kay pwede man nimo siya lungagon dayon, but you won't get the real texture of the rice. So in terms of making the sushi, the maki itself, I would say it's really a form of an art, because sa pag-roll pa lang nimo, paghimo nimo, pag-arrange nimo niya, and then dili siya enough lang siya na pressure in making the roll. So kana siya. So dako siya ang ako ang na-learn bitaw sa paghimo na mo ani, na ma-appreciate na ako na dili na siya na simple lang di ay ang isa ka kauno nimo inana ka paspas, but the way you make it, it needs patience, and it needs imuha jong talent yun nimo.
The first thing that we do is really ensure that our sushi trays come out to be delicious. That's the first one. And since it was born during pandemic or during ECQ has really taught us about family togetherness. And so sushi tray is a family style tray meant to be shared. And so kana siya, the fact that we put out our trays to be delicious and it's meant to be shared by families and friends, it will actually help us foster good and better relationship through food. Because when we share food, there's a lot of conversations that happens.
So before, my first job was a call center agent, customer service agent. It was different then, kaya syempre, it's not our own business man. So right now, since this is our own business, and number one, we prioritize good sa customer service. So patience and being able to exert all effort to please the customers as well, good.
Me being part of the corporate industry before, it's a totally different world, but somehow it prepared me for the small business that we have today. It taught us a lot of patience. It reminded me of how we should properly do costing, properly handle customers. At the same time, how best to market our product na somehow mo resonate sa amo ang mga supporters and friends.
Naa siya similarity, but dako siya og difference. The similarity is we always go for quality over quantity. So, in the food business, we take orders according lang sa unsa among makaya for the day. Dili siya kay abi I need to earn dawat kidawat na lang ta. So, nagihapon ang imuhang quality nimo. So, dapat di ay siya sa food handling, it's very different because you have to make sure na safe ang imuhang products, especially for the sushi because kaunon ba yan nimo siya directly. So, you have to be careful ang imong sa sanitary nimo, ang food handling, and of course, where you get your ingredients, you have to be sure that clean sad siya.
It's really inspiring to see actually. There's a lot of talent and there's a lot of creativity that Filipinos have. And it's shown in, well, right now I can see it because we're so in kanang our line of businesses in the food business. We've seen a lot of entrepreneurs innovating the way food is created and the way food is cooked and served. And so it's very inspiring because you get to see online how Filipinos are getting creative.
Makaingon siya ko, the Pinoy are very innovative, madiskarte. So anything na pwede nimo pagkakitaan, you'll go for it, even though you don't know if it will really work, but you will look for a way to make it work. So, bahala nag-unsa siya ka-difficult, imo ra gyud siyang buhaton.